My standard, been a good week, and I appreciate our players. They've had another week where they're in the middle of finals and also practicing and juggling that, and they have good energy, good focus. It's been a good week, and so I appreciate them, and looking forward to getting into this game and hopefully putting it together and playing a very complete game.
John Hale.
Mark, you guys are in kind of a unique spot to where this is your last game. Almost every other team in the league has more games to play. So can you keep practicing through the 19th after this week, or do you have to stop after Saturday?
We have to stop, to my knowledge, and I think my players would shoot me if I asked them to come back and practice on Monday. I mean, come on, John, you have a heart in there, don't you?
Yeah,
I mean,
people have asked me, so I'm asking you.
I mean, these guys have been here since June, locked up in their room and going to school, and I mean, it's been rough on them. I have to work no matter what, but I mean, my players, they need a break.
Josh.
Mark, you talked about earlier in the week and kind of there, you have to work still and sorting things out and some self-reflection and all, and kind of planning for the moving things forward, like you said, Monday. Do you have a sense, I guess, how much of a sense do you have of some of that already going into kind of next week? I guess, where are you with some of that planning stuff?
Yeah, I have no option, Josh, but to be constantly thinking about that. You have to multitask. You have to, stay in the moment, focus on the task at hand day to day, and that's most important is getting things ready day to day. And again, I know that's boring to hear sometimes for y'all, but it is. There's so much we have to do each day to make sure we're ready, and so that's the most important thing. But for me, as the head coach, I have to also have my eye on the future, and I have for a big portion of this year. And so I've been thinking a lot about what the future holds.
Do you think some of that stuff could we hear it maybe starting into next week?
I really, if with all due respect, I'd like to please just stay away from that and really concentrate. Everybody deserves the respect of let's take care of business on this game.
JD.
Hey, Mark, hopefully not stepping over the line on that last request you just made, but I was curious about your comments from the other day with the 15 extra days of practice that you could pick up with a bowl game. Does that kind of factor into the consideration that you guys make in the grand scheme of things?
It always does, but my players' mental health and well-being and physical well-being is also very, very much at the forefront of my thinking.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Derek.
I'm not sure how many times we'll talk to you before early signing day, but typically this time of year you would be out on the road visiting recruits. Obviously that won't be the case this year. So I guess just in terms of recruiting, what does that look like from now until signing day?
Yeah, it does. We have to get active with turning our focus to the players we have committed, trying to finish up with a few guys here and there. So we will do as much as we can virtually and getting on the phones and getting on computers and taking them through virtual tours and just kind of reinforcing and trying to continue to lock down the guys we have.
Lonnie.
Yeah, Mark, the final round of testing that you do, is it a fluid situation, whether you played at home or played away, is it in a set day for your final round of testing before the game?
Yeah, we took it today, so we'll get those results back tomorrow morning. So that's where we're at.
Is it the same every week?
Yes.
Same day? Okay.
Yep.
John Hale.
Mark, the graduation list came out today, and Quentin Wilson was on there, even though he's only been here for 2.5 years. That seems to speak pretty well to his ability to play that center position once you lose Drake. I'm just curious how he's progressed as he's gotten a bigger role the last few weeks and what that kind of says about him.
Quentin has definitely been ready to play. He's a good player. It's tough because he's sitting there, working his time at center, and we need him to be a great center. With Drake leaving, but he's definitely ready to play. He's been versatile. He could also play guard, so it's been good to get him in there, and it'd be good to get Austin Dotson going again as well. He gives us a physical presence in there as well. So those guys are doing a good job.
John Long.
Mark, it's senior day coming up. It's been a year like no other. These guys have been through a lot. What do you want to say to these guys?
Well, they know. I talk to them every day, and they know how I feel about them. And it's a special group. They've done an awful lot for our program. They're great ambassadors to this university, and extremely close to all of them, and just grateful for them.
You talk about protecting their mental health. We're kind of concerned about you. What are you doing to keep your mental health?
I'll be all right. I've been through more difficult times than this. It is what it is, and it's not easy on anybody. So, there's no issue there. I mean, it's tough, but I could probably venture to guess that it's been difficult on every person in the world. I mean, it's affecting a lot of people in different ways, and so. Don't need any extra pats on the back or sympathy here. I'll be fine, but thank you.
Josh.
Mark, I got two questions. They're not really related to each other, but they're both related to senior day. AJ and Terry, I know they both kind of, and I might be forgetting somebody, but I know those two kind of got some records that they could kind of hit as far as UK history, rushing wise. And then Alex King, I noticed he was on that list of guys. I guess what kind of led, how much do you stay in touch with him, after, leaving the team? I know that had to be a tough decision for him.
Oh, Alex is a great young man. He had to for medical reasons, but has always helped the program in any way he could, whether it was in the recruiting office or helping with but COVID changed a lot of that, unfortunately. But Alex is a great young man, and, he still has that great smile on his face, and he'll do anything we ask him to do to be a part of it. COVID, again, changes that. But yeah, with AJ and Terry, hopefully we'll all, have a big games, and if they reach some milestones, that would be great.
Derek.
Mark, it looks like your brother Bob is back on the sidelines this week, or has been. I was wondering if you had a chance to talk to him about that.
Yeah, he's excited. He's enjoying himself, and he told me a while back that he was going to be teed up and ready to go should they need him or anything happen to Lincoln or anything. So I think that's fun, and it's obviously he's so close to that program. He's so passionate about it. Obviously with his son Drake being a very good player for him this year, and just the way he loves that program. He put his blood, sweat, and tears into that place for a long time. So he loves it, and he'll do anything he can for that place at any time.
Kent.
Yeah, Mark, obviously you mentioned a couple times, and it's easy to know it's been a long season for these players. You might have touched on it at the very beginning. I missed it. But what have you seen out of your kids this week? Do they look ready to kind of get this thing across the finish line in the right way?
I do. I did mention that in the beginning, and I mentioned that in my opening statement that I do appreciate my players. Again, it's been a different week. This is finals week, and that's always a distraction. They're graduating. They're doing finals. They're practicing, and so that I appreciate it. They've had good effort and good energy and good focus. So I anticipate us going out there and playing a strong game.
Lonnie.
Mark, you're getting close to the signing date. I know it's right around the corner. and you got a lot of things on your mind right now too. But at the same time, I want to touch on on what kind of changes to your roster you're going to be making, other than the guys that's already committed. Do you think about transfers, anything like that?
Never know. Never know. We'll look at all options to improve our roster and have to see what everybody in our program's doing, and so that's always a fluid situation. Constantly trying to make ourselves better, so we'll look at all options.
All right, guys, that's all the questions, hands up we got.
Thank you.
We'll see you all Saturday.